Good morning. Can I take your order?
Can I get a tall chai?
A large black coffee.
A what?
Large black coffee.
Do you mean a venti?
No, I mean a large.
He means a venti. Yeah, the biggest one you got.
Venti is large.
No, venti is 20.
Danny.
Yeah. Large is large. In fact, tall is large, and grande is Spanish for large. Venti's the only one that doesn't mean large. It's also the only one that's Italian. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
Look, Dick, venti is a large coffee.
Really? Says who? Fellini?
How much is that? Here's a 10.
Do you accept lira, or is it all
You know
euros
what? Just
now?
keep the change.
What's up? Good morning, everybody.
It's always a good one to get started with.
It's a great Monday one.
Get your Monday morning coffee and argue about the names for the sizes of the cup.
That is annoying though when you go places and they're like they just don't have small, medium, and large. Yeah, it's like you gotta call it a different name. Annoying as hell. But so hey, I've heard we have ICE out there catching people, sending them back to their country. And we got actual video footage of ICE.
Mexicans. Ah! We've got a Mexican.
We got actual footage of ICE there.
See, if only our ICE was like that.
I know, right? If they were that based. Although have you noticed they've been posting on their Twitter page or whatever it's called?
Oh, the daily updates. I like the daily updates.
Yeah.
Hey, here's how many we caught today.
It's the first time I've ever wanted to follow a
government
web page.
Yeah, I mean,
trying to find
when you got Tom Homan, like when this is what's coming out of it, like this is great.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
Well, he's wrong. He's going back to Haiti.
Come on.
Oh, I love that. Like this is Tom Homan is he's a tough guy, tough cookie for sure.
Yeah, he makes me want to like government again. Like it's kind of scary. I wish Dag was here. He could tell us how we're wrong.
Dag would be like, "Oh, it's terrible. Look, they're gonna have to raid raid houses and apartment complexes and schools, and like these they should be private property, or something like that."
Yeah. Well, it's funny how you have people now on like TikTok and other places warning, hey, big cities, you're seeing ICE raids, and they're like telling people how to hide and stuff now.
It's worse than that. I saw that there was like a tip line where they like, I don't know, some website where I could find where they were, but apparently there's a site where they're telling each other like, hey, ICE raids here at this time.
Yeah,
like they're doing their own ICE report of like, hey, here's where ICE is, so don't be there.
Well, this breaking thing that came out last night said the Trump officials are asking ICE to ramp up arrests to 12 to 1,500 a day. Like that's insane. It's wonderful, but it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be sustainable like at 1,200 a day. So that's
hell. If like
that'd be 438,000 a year.
I have no problem with that number. That's a great number.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta get up to the million mark. I feel like even that's a little low because we know that for a fact that.
Here we go.
11 million crossed, I think.
Oh, sorry. Go on. I'm just getting this ready.
We know there was I believe there was a report something about like 11 million crossing in I don't know if it was during the whole Biden presidency or if it was just I think it was the whole term, right? Like 11
Yeah.
million came across.
Yeah, and that's not
That's-
including how many came across
That
in the
didn't get
Obama,
counted. Well,
or
that
that didn't get counted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or how many came in through the northern borders. I mean, like, there's, So here,
I
this.
can now rate classrooms. And as a high school teacher, I just want to make one thing clear. If someone tries to come in my classroom and take one of my students, one of us isn't leaving the classroom. Play with me. ICE can now rate.
Like, okay.
I think we know which one isn't.
That dude, first of all, if that dude is teaching my kid, my kids are being pulled out of that school. Like, there is no way that dude is teaching my kid.
See, that dude is like the poster child for like, hey, you homeschool your kids, like, kind of thing. But
yeah, exactly.
If I was in that kind of area, like, that's the only school I have, which, like, hopefully school choice passes everywhere. But like, if that's the only option you have, it's like, yeah, homeschooling is a better option, duh. But like, I'm not with the whole people who are like the homeschool only. Like, that's all you should like. That's the only way, because I do think that you could still have like a school and it not be telling your kid to like cut their dick off at 12 years old or whatever.
Yeah, or raping
Or
the
younger.
kid.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Yeah, or well, it's funny because like they were saying, it would have been, like the girls who'd have to worry about that, but it seems like lately that it's the young boys. Like
yeah, with the female teachers, there was two teachers arrested the other day.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it seems like there's like 30 in the past month. Like, it's like one a day. Like, jeez.
I know. I mean, at least they're doing something about it. Like, at least they're catching these people and putting them in jail. Like, that's. I think we should deport them. Like, send them to. You send them to Iran. Like, deport them to like Iran. See how they go. See how it goes over there.
Yeah, the the women especially, because then like they think that their whole, like, they probably think that they're like oppressed and everything, and then we send them over to Iran, and then they're actually oppressed. And
Yeah,
that would be the funniest like reaction of like, oh no, I shouldn't, I shouldn't have done this with this teenage boy, because like it cheated on my husband, because now I'm over here getting gangbanged by these basically these Iranians.
Muslims. Yeah. So what else has been in the news this weekend? I mean, Trump's just killing it right now. I have never ever been more happy on what's going on in the administration than that lately.
So, well, Colombia for some reason decided they wanted to FAFO. Like,
they wanted what?
They wanted to fuck around and find out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So apparently what happened is that they decided to threaten Trump because of the deportations. Like, they didn't want to take back their citizens that were being deported. And so here's basically the timeline right here. Trump deports criminal Colombians, and Colombia refuses the planes. Trump threatens them with sanctions. So he threatened them with 25% sanctions, like economic sanctions. So tariffs of 25%. 39 minutes later, they said, okay, you can deport them, but use our planes. And then Trump posts this. Like, that. It's great. And then what happened?
Didn't Mexico refuse a plane?
Don't think Mexico.
I thought they refused the plane.
I think you're thinking of.
It might have been the other one, yeah.
Well, there's all of the South American. Okay, so all of the South American countries are basically not mad at the whole U.S. government. The way
that's why you have Rubio in office. He's gonna go down there and yell at them in Spanish.
I want to hear the is he Cuban?
Yeah, he's Cuban.
Yeah, I want to hear the Cuban, spurging at the all these like South American countries. But here's Brazil also wanted to join the FAFO movement.
I
They're
can't see what that
outraged.
says.
It says Brazil's leftist government outraged after illegal aliens imported from the United States arrived by plane.
It like too bad. Don't send them here.
Yeah.
What was it? What country?
But
Is
that's
it Ecuador that has changed? They had the is it Bukele that has whatever
no
country?
El Salvador is
El Salvador.
yeah.
Like they sent back an MS-13 guy, and I don't think he's gonna make it too far when he gets off that plane.
Oh no, he's going straight to chains because apparently there's already been talks with El Salvador and Trump because he's talking about an agreement to deport them, like maybe even the ones that are not from El Salvador. That's a rumor. I don't know if that'll happen. That would be crazy though, because then
Well,
he
their
becomes,
justice
like, a
system is set
prison.
up. Well, no, but their justice system is set up just to end them. Like there's
Yeah.
there's nothing else.
They
It's
don't.
like,
Well,
you
I
guys are
mean,
done.
they don't have all the sort of like Western sensibilities where it's like, hey, they can reform. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Nope, they
no.
can't reform.
I
Well,
mean, I'm pretty sure a guy who literally has blood on his hands, who has done very despicable things to women and children, like that would be grounds for like, hey, this person doesn't need to exist.
Well, and the funny thing is that they're not deporting, like they're not going after women and children to deport. They're going after the gang members. They're going after the single dudes that came here. Like they're going after those guys. They are going after the women and children, and you need to deport them. But that's not the goal. The goal is to get rid of all the gang members and get rid of all the people that shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think I saw something that like they would get collateral, like if they happen to find somebody who's illegal, like at the same apartment complex where they raid, they're grabbing them, but like they're
Yeah.
not going out of their way of like, hey, this person just hopped across, and maybe they're working at the Tyson chicken plant, like the
We
moment
got
they
one of those
start,
right here.
yeah, the day they start raiding the Tyson chicken plants is the day that that we really know that they're fully serious about this whole thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
right now it's just like, yeah, this guy has a criminal record already from Mexico or wherever that they came from,
Yeah.
Haiti. It's like this person already has done things here illegally. We're gonna take them. Maybe it's even just like as simple as DUI or something like that. But now we're just gonna like take them and send them back, which is
Yeah.
fine by me. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, another wonderful thing that he did was he signed an order that basically doesn't allow our health agencies to post anything that WAPO says, the World Health Organization. Like, we're not following their guidelines anymore. That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, you cut them completely out. Like, just you're done. We're not listening to you anymore. I mean, especially after COVID. So I just listened to Pete Quinones did a show with Tom Woods talking about the COVID stuff, and it's
protocol. All protocol went out the window, and
Yeah.
their protocol, like the WHO, like they stepped in and they wanted to have a lot of say in everything, which I'm glad.
And they had a lot of say because
yeah,
I mean,
because it's the world. Yeah,
Yeah.
They're trying.
Well,
to...
and I don't think Trump pushed back on in the first administration. I don't think he pushed back that hard at all on that stuff. He pushed back a little bit, but not as hard as he should have. But
I think he was going along to get along because he was thinking that he was thinking that, hey, these guys know more about like their doctors or whatever, and they know more than me. Instead of saying like, no, this is what I say, like, which is how he should have kind of been. I do think he's more like, people think he's like a very hands-on, or like he wants to be in charge. I really don't think he wants to be in charge, like as far as like of the doing of each thing or whatever. Like he just wants to delegate things. Like I think he's a good delegator, and that's which when he has a good staff, like or like most of his staff now, I would say. When he has most of his staff being pretty good, he can say, "Hey, Tom Homan, I want you to do ice raids and get all the get all these people out." And then then the Walmarts will actually look nice. But
yeah, then you can go in and the announcements over the loudspeaker in Walmart won't all be in Spanish, like they are.
yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Well, they even are here. Like some of them are here. I mean, they have to do the dual like bilingual stuff. So it's like you'll get the English version and then the Spanish version.
Yeah,
All the documents. When like I don't know, did he do anything about the government documents? Because there was like they were putting them all out like where you had to have the dual like English and Spanish version. Like I know that was like Obama thing, but I thought he got rid of it. But then I feel like I've seen more of those documents being like dual language again since Biden.
Yeah.
Needs to be English only. I need to I don't need to press 1 for English. I just need to it just should be the default.
It should be English, and like if you want to get something in Spanish, you should have to call a different line.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But
speaking of Latino, I guess the Colombian president wanted a big booty Latina. He just didn't know what that big booty.
Can we send him AOC?
No, apparently he got a trans woman.
Oh my god. You got a dude?
Married Colombian president says he's not gay after he was caught in Panama with trans woman.
Oh my gosh.
So people were posting this in response to the whole Colombian basically his response about it. And then after all this whole like spurging of him, being pissy about it, apparently this is what comes of it. Breaking. White House says Colombia has agreed to all of Trump's terms, including acceptance of deportation flights. The government of Colombia has agreed to accept all of President Trump's terms, including the unrestricted acceptance of all legal aliens from Colombia returned for the United States, including on U.S. military aircraft, without limitation or delay. Based on this agreement, so I think that's a huge thing that they're all these South American countries are really like mad about more than anything is that they're coming across on military aircraft. But yeah, based on this agreement, the fully drafted IEEPA tariffs and sanctions would be held in reserve and not signed unless Colombia fails to honor this agreement. The visa sanctions issued by the State Department and enhanced inspections from Customs and Border Protection will remain in effect until the first plane load of Colombian deportees is successfully returned. So they still all their visas are still stayed. Like they can't they basically, from what I understood, they can't. Nobody can from Colombia can come over here now on visa until they resolve these things. So they still got screwed. they can't exploit the H-1B visa program, I guess.
Well, now you're getting all your criminals back too.
Yeah. See,
there were a lot of
funny. If all these are upstanding individuals, why are these countries not glad to accept their hardworking, population? They should be fighting for them. Honestly, they should be almost going to war for these people. Why are they not? That's a good question.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about them emptying out their prisons and just like
like sending them telling them, hey, go to the U.S. You can.
But Americans are lazy, so that's why. That's why they're
a drunk rapist immigrant, drunk driving rapist immigrant probably he's probably a great citizen to have, just because he works hard on he hits a hammer,
mows lawns really well.
Yeah, mows lawns or hits a hammer,
washes dishes.
Yeah, washes dishes. I knew a couple of those.
Speaking of Latin America Spanish stuff, we have George Bush here, smiling really weird, but
Yeah, you can't act too excited about the
yeah.
the chips and salsa. But that's the best part of it. Like
Yes, it's the best part of that meal.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hoping to see.
Especially when they have a good salsa. Like it
Yeah.
depends on the salsa though too. There's some salsas that are superior to others.
Yes. And we live in the middle of I mean, there's a Mexican restaurant every 5 feet out here, so we have our pick.
It's weird though. There's sometimes like the more, I guess, tomato sauce, like fake salsas are actually pretty good, and then sometimes the sort of like thick, authentic kind of salsa are good too. I don't know. I feel like there's a both kinds can taste really good.
They both have their appeal. They do.
Which do you like? Do you like the more like thick sort of?
I like there's a couple places up here that do a green one that is like a tomateo, like a roasted tomateo.
I've never
salsa,
seen green salsa,
but they put avocado in it, and it is just out of this world, man. It's hot and spicy and super good, and it goes good on everything, especially pork. So, sorry, my wife brought me down breakfast, which was really nice of her. So, yeah,
that's why you're like, food.
It is really good, but for like a red, I do make a really good pico for myself, but I like the little bit chunky, but mostly watery salsas that you just dip your chip into and just kind of get good coating on it. Like that's always good.
Yeah, I think that's best too. Like,
yeah,
but there is the more like thick, traditional, like just ground salsa kind of.
Yeah.
Occasionally it's good, but sometimes they put too many like chives and stuff like that, and it makes it taste more like onions. And
yeah, when they're putting too much onion in it, yeah, when it's all like red onion, I hate red onion.
Yeah.
So when it's all red onion, it's like, ugh, can't have it too oniony. And the tomato, like if you do it right, putting a good amount of salt in there, it brings out that juice in the tomato, which makes it so you don't have to like water it down or anything. Like you can do it that way, just blend it. So,
yeah.
But on the border used to have really good salsa, but then they started mass producing it, and it just went downhill. But
yeah, see,
I've been on the border in years.
See, we have some good like sort of semi-local chains or whatever. Like they have like just 2 or 3 stores like or around here, like 2 or 3 restaurants. They're pretty good. Like they're solid. Like their salsa is the more like one of them's the more like I kind of got both. Like I said, like the one of them's like the more watery,
Yeah.
tomato juice kind, and then the other is like the thicker, kind, which both of them taste good. But I find that like I said, like the thicker one, just sometimes it seems like they have too much onion taste to it, and I'm like, terrible day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like raw onions at all.
Me either. It's occasionally good on a burger, but that's about it.
No, I've gotten to the point now where like cooked onions I can do. Like I used to not eat anything with onions in it at all. But like if I make a roast,
how my mom is. My mom hates onions so bad. Like
I
don't hate it. Because I'll eat. I honestly I like onion rings. I like.
Yeah.
I
like onion rings. Onion rings are good, but I can't do like raw onions. Yeah. I'm starting to like onions on pizza. Like that I can do that now.
I haven't tried onions on pizza.
I can do that now. I like an everything pizza though, like with like all the meats, all the veggies.
I feel like mushrooms are more suited to pizza for me. I don't know. I don't know if I could do onion on pizza.
If it's like a white onion and it gets a little bit of char on it, it's pretty good. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, I was never a big onion fan. I mean, I think a couple years ago I started using them and like when I'm cooking or something like that, and I can do more than that. I can do more of that now. And I've developed a taste for it, but my wife's
Yeah,
back
I
here,
think
like,
I think there's an onion saturation level. Like if something tastes like I picked an onion out of the ground and I just like bit off of it, like I just took a bite out of it like an apple. If that's how my food tastes, I'm gonna be repulsed. But
yeah, no, exactly. Or like the worst is when you order a salad in a restaurant and it has like just tons of onions on it or in it. It's like, oh, so gross.
yeah.
It's so
It's like,
gross.
hey, or if I got, if I did order a burger with onions and then like I'm just like expecting, maybe a single, cut of onion on it or something
Yeah.
like that, and then they're just like it's stuffed with onions or whatever. It's like,
Well, it's like thicker than the actual burger itself.
yeah.
It's like, nope. I know my
Little bitty burger, lots of onion, like like the like. I think of the like SpongeBob, the Krabby Patty, in that training video, like where they have the Krabby Patty and it has like a giant thick onion or whatever, like thicker
Now,
than the burger.
do you feel the same way about garlic or?
See, in some ways, yeah. I feel like if something is, if all I taste is garlic, then it's probably not. I'm probably not gonna be. It also depends if it's something like if it's like garlic parmesan. Well, that's got parmesan in it. If it was just like pure garlic, like yeah, I wouldn't. There is a too much garlic for me. I'll put it that way.
Because yeah, I'm like absolutely love garlic. I could do garlic all day long. Like the more garlic,
I
the
feel
better
like
for me.
I can tolerate garlic more, but the
Roasted garlic though, it's got to be roasted. Like raw garlic is not good. But like I don't know, about a month ago I made a roast and I just cut the tops off the ball, like 2 bulbs of garlic, and you just like when everything was done, I just put that and slathered it onto the meat as we were eating, and it was just wonderful. That was super good.
yeah, I mean
But
garlic pasta, garlic shrimp. I can do garlic pretty well.
yeah,
If that ends up being all that I taste, I gotta throw in some butter, some
yeah,
other
oh yeah,
stuff.
yeah. You got to have like olive oil, butter, and some other herbs and salt and stuff in there. Or also,
Yeah.
all you taste is like that garlic. Yeah, it's a complementary thing, not a single thing. So, but I was flipping through. I put this in the chat the other day. Thought I found this to be kind of funny. I think the world is healing itself now that we have people doing this kind of stuff.
You ugly fucking bug-looking ass bitch! You fucking dinosaur! What the fuck, bitch? Why you built like that, you ugly bitch? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
They're just going off on him. They were just going off on those two. Sorry, I didn't realize
That's
your kid was
crazy.
there. It's just like, but I just found that to be kind of humorous.
Transphobes. Oh.
Well,
Oh,
I've seen a lot of people posting. I know somebody here.
I
Is
feel like
posting
that's
stuff.
stage, like any of that kind of stuff. I feel like it's staged, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's a problem. I feel like everything is staged now. Like you watch every video that pops up in Facebook now, I'm like, there's just no way it's real.
Well, this video is definitely real, and it was a sight to see. It was the interview with JD Vance. Actually, did a really good interview with. So is this NBC or CBS? I think, yeah.
Agree that all these immigrants or all these refugees have been properly vetted. In fact, we know that there are cases of people who allegedly were properly vetted and then we're literally planning terrorist attacks on our country. That happened during the campaign, if you may remember. So clearly not all of these foreign nationals
but there are
have been properly
30,000
vetted.
people in the pipeline, Afghan refugees.
But my primary
Do you stand by
concern
it?
as the vice president, Margaret, is to look after the American people. And now that
So
we
no.
know that we have vetting problems with a lot of these refugee programs, we absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
These people
it's
are
not
vetted.
good.
These people are vetted.
Just like the guy who planned a terrorist attack in Oklahoma a few months ago, he was allegedly properly vetted. And many people in the media and the Democratic Party said that he was properly vetted. Clearly he
Yeah.
wasn't. I
Yeah.
don't want my children to share a neighborhood with people who are not properly vetted. And because I don't want it for my kids, I'm not going to force any other American citizens' kids to do that either.
No, and that was a very particular case. It wasn't clear if he was radicalized when he got here while he was.
I love that at the end.
That was a very particular case. What did she say? He said something and she said something else. I was trying to hear what she said. Like,
which part?
like closer to the beginning of it, he says something and she interrupts him to say something, but I didn't catch what she said. I was just curious, like almost like a yeah right.
Well, Margaret, I don't agree that all have been properly vetted. In fact, we know that there are cases of people who allegedly were properly vetted, and then we're literally planning terrorist attacks on our country. That happened during the campaign, if you may remember. So clearly,
Afghan refugees.
but my primary
Do you stand by
concern
it?
as the vice president, Margaret, is to look after the American people. And now that
So
we
no.
know that we have
So no, She
So
says
no,
yeah. No,
Yeah,
you know,
she's
I wish he would. I wish he wouldn't play politics on that and just go, no, we're not allowing them in unless we feel that they're here that they're not going to do terrorist attacks. So if that's not like, if you don't like it, shut up. I don't care. Like
Well,
we're the
and-
administration.
and,
You're just some talking head that complains about everything we do.
Well, and he said that like he agreed to the premise that America is was a nation settled by immigrants or whatever. Like that was he said, yeah, we're a nation of basically we're a nation of immigrants. So like we are,
but we don't want it anymore.
Thing? Well, no, but I mean, like, I don't agree with that premise. Like, this is, we are effectively we're descendants of of the British Empire back in the day.
Yeah,
that we forged and formed our own. We were effectively a British people who formed our own government separate of Britain, and we're not a nation of immigrants. Like we're not just like some randos who are just like, yeah, that's what we've become because we've just like accepted whoever whenever, but that's not what that's the Ellis Islander kind of thing. But
that's not who we are, to quote Barack Obama. That's not who we are. We're not that. Yeah, I don't want to be that either. I don't want to be. And I know like there's a lot of people who disagree with me on this, but I don't want anybody here right now. I want to close every border and not allow one more person in until we get a handle on who's he actually here. Like, just the way it needs to be. So we have raids in Chicago going
What's
on.
your name?
Seda.
Seda what? You have a first and last name.
Sam.
Seda Sam?
Yes.
Where you from?
Where I was born or where I'm from?
Where you born?
Thailand.
You been deported before from the United States?
No.
Never been deported.
I've been in the system before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you been charged with
That's fair.
before?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna talk about lawyer.
Yeah. Are you a citizen?
My mom's a citizen.
Your mother's a citizen,
Yes.
but you're not?
Nope.
But you've never been deported before?
You Dr. Phil. You look like Dr. Phil.
Yeah. How do you know me?
No, I seen Dr. Phil, on TV.
He's changing the subject and says he looks like Dr. Phil. That's hilarious. But yeah, I'm
I thought
curious.
it
to
was
see how-
Dr. Phil.
Is that
People,
okay?
people were saying it
Oh,
was
that is
Dr.
Dr. Phil. Oh, I guess it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Apparently, Dr. Phil was going out there.
Is
It
he
was,
working for the feds now?
I think he was doing this as a like a media thing or whatever. I don't know. I don't think he's like actually working with them, but like he was a guest on the show kind of thing.
Interesting. It's interesting how he weaseled his way into there.
Well, I think he went from what he did one of those things where he did like a heel turn of like he was like Trump's biggest critic or something like that, and he kind of I don't know.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know if
he
he's
he
disability,
says
but
that he announced that he will be working with ICE and be observing the Chicago raids. Yep, I just pulled that up.
wait, he actually officially said that. Let's see.
Yeah, here I'll show you. Do, 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 do.
Oh,
There we go.
okay. So
Yeah.
Merit TV. He I guess he launched his own TV.
Yeah, he has his own network.
Huh.
So here, hold
I'm
on.
getting ready to meet with Tom Homan, and we're going to brief what's happening tomorrow, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, go over all the security protocol, because it's a pretty high risk mission that we're going on. This truly is a targeted ICE mission, because they're not sweeping neighborhoods like people are trying to imply. I know that because I've been involved in this heading into this. They've identified 207 high value targets. And what I mean by that is these are known criminals and terrorists. We're talking about murderers,
I hate when they put music over videos.
Child rapists.
Yeah, especially that like sappy music whenever it's something that's like
both in the countries they've come from and since they've been
this
here in the
is
United
something that's
States. Some of
more
these
like
people
could
have
be like a
12,
serious
15
tone, and then they play this,
arrest, indictments, some
da, 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 da.
convictions
Yeah.
in their home countries and here, but yet they're on the streets. And that's who ICE is targeting to bring out of these communities. So we're going after specific targets, not just sweeping neighborhoods and picking up anyone with a tan, anyone that looks like they don't belong here.
They should be.
Anybody belongs here. One thing
that's where I disagree with Dr.
The
Phil
fam-
at. They
the
should be
Family
going
Guy.
after everybody with the tan. That's what I want. Including the white women that are going to tanning booths that want this.
Yeah, this is this just needs to be at everywhere they go. This is what ICE needs to be doing. Oh god.
Yeah.
This okay, not okay. Like
Yeah, this is funny. It's just I find this to be, for the first time in my adult life, I feel like we actually have a president that's actually cares about.
You mean
country.
the adults are actually in charge for once? Like,
Yes. Yes.
after they said that, the when Biden got in, the adults are back in the room. It's like
Yeah.
and then the adults wanted to trans kids, so like
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy that they've allowed all of this to happen, and now you got to go have somebody clean it up. And the funny part is, like, as you have Trump trying to clean it up, people are pushing back and saying, "Oh, we don't have the money to send all these people back." It's like, but you paid NGOs to bring them here. Like, what the hell?
yeah.
It's just,
Well, I think that the Doge Elon, I think I saw something him posting about. He saw like where a lot of these NGOs are getting like in like federal grants or something like that, and they were using them to go towards illegal immigration. So I think that will hopefully be a next target. Like, you remove the money from it too. So that honestly, that's a it's a great strategy, because then you're already deporting them. you remove the money, the profit motive from the NGOs that are trying to profit off of illegal immigration, and then if they're getting their funds seized because they're using them for illegal means, like, and they're not getting new funding, like, hey, we're not going to fund these anymore, like, that's not going to happen, then they're just going to die out. So the problem almost solves itself if in some ways. I mean, there's still going to be natural, but those border crossings will be more natural rather than like, hey, this organization NGO is just paying huge swaths of money to the cartel to get people across or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's hopefully we see a big change, and I think by not allowing them into the country and not giving them all the money we've been giving these people coming in here illegally, that will actually start not saving money, but not spending nearly as much. So, did you see that Trump also killed all the DEI stuff?
Oh yeah, the the paper shredder going to all the that was
he
great.
all the DEI stuff's done. He laid off, or he threatened to lay off 88,000 IRS agents, and he said that they could keep their job if they went down on the border.
So that training we paid for, that weapons training for those IRS agents, it is going to come in handy. That's good to know. Trump's a genius. He's not wasting money either way. Like, if they quit, or if they go down to the border and they enforce it, we paid for their training, so they're getting use out of the training. So,
well, and here's the brilliant part of one of the things that he's done is he God, I just went completely blank. He's doing that with the border. He's sending them down there, but he also put a freeze so the IRS or no government agency can hire anybody else. But I think the best thing he did was he's making all federal workers come back to the office. And
I'm mixed on that. Like, I think the federal. I do think generally the people who are working in the federal probably, but I don't think that they should extend that to contracting. Like,
Well, here's the reason why it's a genius move, because over the last 4 years, you've had a lot of people move out of DC because DC is insanely expensive.
Yeah,
so you had all these people move out of DC and move to other states because they can work from home. I'm doing that in air quotes. Well, now that they have to go back to the office, that's just a way to get all these people to quit. Like, so now if you lose 20% or 10%, hell, I'd be happy with 10%, but you lose 10 to 20% of your workforce because of that. Who are you going to replace them with? You're not going to replace them with the same woke people. You're going to replace them with people on our side. And B, it like there's no severance package because you quit. Sorry, you have to move back or you quit. And people are not going to want to move back to DC because it's just going to drive up prices even more when you have another 10 to 15,000 people trying to move back into the city.
Yeah. And,
so
I rent already really high, then they're getting hosed on that. But I mean, it's fun by me.
That's why I like that move. That's the main reason I like that move. But I don't really know what's going on. But apparently Costco had Al Sharpton come out there talk about the DEI stuff. I just saw this.
Was it Costco corporate or just like a Costco like store?
I don't know, but all I'm seeing because I pulled up Twitter and a bunch of people are saying that they're canceling their Costco membership because
if Costco officially brought him out, then I would not want to support Costco. Which, I mean, I don't support Costco anyway. But I would.
Well, I do have a Costco membership. I like their stuff, and we have a fellow member that works at Costco. Hey, man, their pizzas are good for $10. It's a great pizza. I don't care who you are. Their chickens are pretty good. They have good products.
I can't say much because I don't have the option for, but you know, I just go to Sam's Club because that's the only like the closest Costco would be about an hour and a half away from me.
Oh,
So.
geez. Yeah, our Costco's like 20 minutes away, but we do have a Sam's out here, and our church has a membership of it. And because I work there part time, I have that membership, so I go there and get gas and stuff. But like, I don't think Sam's Club's products are nearly as good. Like, some stuff are, some stuff isn't. You know, but
I feel like it depends on, you know, like we use it mostly just like to bulk buy stuff of like
Yeah.
you know, bulk buying, like, okay, here's a lot of toilet paper, a lot of paper towels, like I don't have to worry about buying those for like a couple months.
yeah,
You know?
no, that's yeah, definitely. But like, I have, and you do, a couple growing boys. Mine are older, but like they still eat everything in sight. So,
Oh yeah, well,
so we go there because we can stock up on stuff, and it's, you know, I can get a bag of chips for the same price. It's like double the amount at Costco than I can at like the grocery store. So, but yeah, I have to look more into this Costco thing. Curious. 'Cause
yeah, that would.
you see a bunch of people that are like, "Oh, I'm canceling my membership to Costco." I think they brought him in. I think they brought Sharpton in to say that they're not closing their DEI department.
Let's see. If they're canceling because they're shutting it down, then that's funny because I know Walmart said they're shutting theirs down, but
yeah, here we go.
I don't think they've like necessarily got rid of it.
Now, I apologize to everybody that you have to listen to Al Sharpton speak. I'm sorry.
Said we're going to do diversity. We're going to do this because race needs to be dealt with. And for Donald Trump to be able to cancel a commitment they made is an outright affront to the black community, brown community, LGBTQ, gay community, and women that they committed to. So that is why we will stand with those that stand with us. Costco's immediately stepped out and said that they would not back off DEI. On last Martin Luther King holiday, I announced that for 90 days we're going to research the company that we find that has made the most affront. We will call a boycott. But today we are calling a buy-in. I have bought 100 people $25 gift certificates. We're going shopping at Costco.
He didn't buy anything, flying sack of crap.
No.
Stand with us, and stand with them. People that do not stand with us. Let Donald Trump stop us in 90 days from boycotting them. We will not pay to be rejected and disrespected.
There you go.
So Costco commits to DEI.
Yep, Costco just committed suicide.
Like it's funny because like I thought Walmart would be the one that like, okay, Walmart commits to this and whatever, but you know Walmart said like, hey, no.
I think that everybody sees that Trump actually means business this time. I think you see all these corporations closing their DEI departments, and I think it's I hope in the next 4 years we see that there's, you know, the only place that has this is like colleges and stuff. Like, again, like it cuts all of them out. But,
yeah. Hopefully they, you know, they seize the endowments of any colleges who support.
Well, that's the best part. Hopefully they're listening to somebody on that and just take every single endowment away from those colleges and use it to pay down the debt. That'd be my. It's funny how you have all these idiots that want us to take everything away from the billionaires, but never say that about the colleges and universities. Any public college or university should have their endowment seized immediately.
Yeah.
Any private ones? No, I would say no on the private ones, but all the public ones, take the money away from them.
Yeah.
I've never understood how people will send money. Like they go to a college, they pay what $100,000 for a degree, $70,000, $100,000 for a degree, and then they donate money to that college afterwards. Like there's so many other charities that are way better off that you could support that would be better than donating it to your college. I'll never understand that, why they do that or how they do that.
Yeah.
So, anything else going on?
Well, apparently there were some anti, like deportation protests or whatever. Like, so
Really?
they have these protests against deportation. They have Mexican flags, rainbow flags, no human is illegal on stolen land flags, and then this is what a anti-deportation rally looks like with the
So
bunch of,
when is the land not stolen? I mean, like it's you have to go back.
Everyone stole it from somebody else. Like,
yeah, like it wasn't like.
And I mean, even then, a lot of it was trade. Like
they act like the Indians were like pure as the wind-driven snow. Like they weren't. Like they were called savages for a reason.
yeah, I mean, anyone who thinks that who thinks that everyone that lived here before us is just an upstanding human being is probably pretty retarded.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.